This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. Dan and Connie are on assignment tonight. This is John Roberts. In Pennsylvania, you can't drive a car until you're at least 16. That's a 4-year wait for Vicki Van Meter. In the meantime, she's finding a few other things to do, like flying a plane across the Atlantic. Next week, correspondent Richard Threlkeld.
It would be about 50 miles.
If you ever need to fly from Meadville, Pennsylvania to Pittsburgh, you can trust Vicki Van Meter to fly you there. Vicki Van Meter is 12.
So from Port Meadville, you track down to Elwood City, VOR.
She's only been flying 2 years, but she's already an old hand. Last fall, she became the youngest girl to pilot a plane coast to coast. She did get a little airsick.
When I was going over the Rockies, we had like lots and lots of turbulence, and we were bouncing 200 feet in the air, and so that's what got me sick.
She got a lot of attention and a session with the Space Shuttle simulator at the Johnson Space Center.
Pretty landing, very pretty.
How do you top that? Fly the Atlantic in a single-engine plane.
Nothing's impossible, and if you set your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Unlike Charles Lindbergh, Vicki won't be flying the Atlantic alone. You've got to be at least 16 to do that, so she'll have her instructor along. But she's handling every aspect of the flight, and she'll be at the controls. From her hometown of Meadville, she'll fly to Maine, then Labrador, and across the ocean at 7,000 feet to Greenland, Iceland, and Scotland. Her folks are worried, of course, but not enough to say no.
I know that she's doing what she wants to do, and so I cannot allow my fear to stand in the way.
And Vicki Van Meter?
Vicki had to wait to leave till she could graduate from the 6th grade.
Okay.
She's an A student and a whiz at math. And you can imagine what she wants to be when she grows up.
I'm an astronaut. I've always been interested in the space program.
And lift off.
Well, maybe someday, but first Vicki Van Meter is going to fly the Atlantic. Richard Threlkeld, CBS News, Meadville, Pennsylvania.